Welcome back to another episode of Telescopic Asterisms. Now we're getting into the first month of the new year, 2024. Let's see what kind of stuff is up there in the sky. So there's all kinds of great asterisms up there in the sky in January. Often you've got to try and get in a opening in the clouds in rainy weather to see them, but there are long nights and you may have several good chances to do this. If you don't know what an asterism is, if you're new to this, they're a star or a group of stars that have been identified and named. And my friend Danny here that you see next to the telescope is the guy that introduced him to me originally. And that's the one he used to do that. That's the coat hanger. We'll get to that in another episode. But as long as people have had telescopes pointing at the sky, they've been seeing patterns, they've been naming patterns and renaming patterns. And so far we have 13,282 asterisms in our World Asterisms Project, including 2,652 telescopic. So, what's up there right now? One of my favorites is Kimball's Cascade. This is Dr. Lucien Kimball, who was a member of the Edmonton Center of the RASC and unfortunately passed away a number of years ago, but he left us a whole lot of beautiful asterisms up in the sky. This one, he told Walter Scott Houston about, and Walter made it available to the rest of the world by putting it out there. And Phil Harrington made it number 3 on his list. We're looking at a part of Camelopardalis there, and there's the cascade. And if we back out, you can see there's that triangle, which is the end of Camelopardalis, the giraffe, and there is where the cascade is. Now, right across the other side, you'll find Kimball's Kite, which is technically in Cassiopeia, but it's between Cassiopeia and Camelopardalis. Harrington made it 15 on his list and called it the measuring scope. I don't know. I think that looks to me like a kite, but you could do it either way. And where you find this, there's that triangle of Camelopardalis. Again, you can see Cassiopeia over there on the side, just off there, off one end of that triangle of Camelopardalis. That's where you're going to find the kite. He's also got Campbell 2, which is called the W or Mini Cassiopeia or the Little Queen. You can see it right there. This is in Draco, so pretty high in the sky. Here is that curve of Draco heading down to the head by the principal star RASC. There, right there in the curve, is where you're going to find that one. Now, this is another member of the RASC. This is Randy Pacan, also Edmonton Center, I believe. And this is in the constellation Monoceros. And he calls this the managed 3, or actually he called it Manage à trois. And there you can see it's like it's a 3 up in the sky. If you're looking for this, there's Monoceros, the unicorn. You could see the pincher end of it there. And right in front of the nose of Canis Major, the dog, down there, that's where you're going to find that one. Randy's also got number 4, which he calls the chain. We have lots of cascades. I've already shown you one with Kimball's cascade. There's episodes I could do just on cascades, but this one is in the constellation Sextans. You can see 36 Sextantis is the principal bright star over there on the right. There is the cascade. And if you're looking for this, just below Leo is that very simple constellation Sextans, just a line of 2 stars, and there is where you're going to find that. The spermatozoon is another one of Randy's. This is listed by Tom Lorenzen on his list as number 1. And this is in Taurus. Now, this is quite easy to find. There's the cascade. You can see it right there, right off of that end star, Tianguan, in Taurus. And I'm just going to show you a picture that he made of it here to give you an idea of how he imagined it. Now you're looking at the winter sky, you're looking at Orion, you're looking at Taurus next to it there, and right up above that left horn, that star Tianguan that I told you about, that's where you're going to find that one. Now, this is an object that all amateur astronomers should be familiar with. If you're just new to this, this is the double cluster we're looking at here, NGC 869 and 884. Very easy to find in the sky with binoculars. You'll need a wide field to see the whole thing. Randy, again, found a stick man in there. Let's show you what the stick man looks like. We'll just draw on the lines there. And this is right here in between Perseus and Cassiopeia. Get your binoculars on the cluster and take a look. You should be able to find it. Now, William Brydone Jack Unit of the New Brunswick Center of the RASC noticed Calendar 69, which is a cluster right at the top of Orion, and they decided it's a handgun. There it is there. You see that? If you're looking for that, there's Orion right up at the very top of it. That's where you're going to find that. Pretty easy. Same unit also has got a rabbit in Perseus. There it is there. And if you're looking for this, you're looking at Perseus and that line that runs out from Mirfac there right down to the end. That's where that is located in the sky. I've got one on my list. It's called The Little Dog. It's the fifth one that I put in the sky. This is also number 47 on Simonic's list. He's one of our Hungarian associates. And this is in Cassiopeia. There's the little dog. And we're looking at the same piece of sky between Camelopardalis, Cassiopeia, and Cepheus here, pretty much in the middle of that triangle, but between the three of them, right in the middle, that's where you're going to find it. Also, number 6 on my list is in the same area. This is the fish. And this actually incorporates that cascade that I was talking about a moment ago, and that is how I imagine it. This is quite large, quite easy to see. Shouldn't have any problem with that. Simonic and I both spotted this one in the sky. This is number 7 on my list. It's in Gemini. This is the measuring cup. We'll finish with this. So there's Gemini, which is up above the Milky Way, above Orion, and right in there between the two of them. That's where you're going to find that. So get out your binoculars and the telescope and check those out. If you'd like more information, check the links in the end screen, and do go to the World Asterisms Project and check out the free downloads of the huge lists that we've got there. If you need the right ascension and declination for these objects, they're all there on the list. We'll see you next time for more Asterisms.